Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive revelations surrounding Monica Quartermaine's will, and the fierce battle for her iconic mansion. The Quartermaine family is on the brink of total chaos as Monica's will is set to be read, determining who will claim ownership of the sprawling mansion that has stood as the heart of their turbulent legacy for generations. Imagine the tension in the air, long simmering rivalries bubbling to the surface, old grudges reignited, and unexpected alliances forming in the shadows. Michael Corinthos emerges as the clear favorite to inherit this prized estate, especially after Tracy's cryptic yet telling declaration that he truly deserves all that Monica had to offer. But this isn't just about passing down property. It's a seismic shift in family power dynamics. The mansion, purchased by Alan for Monica way back in 1978, isn't merely bricks and mortar, it's a symbol of control. A fortress where countless secrets have been buried and unearthed. Over the years, Monica fiercely defended it against intruders like Tracy, often reminding everyone that it was her gift from Alan, a testament to their enduring bond amid endless scandals. Now, with Monica gone, the stage is set for a showdown that could redefine the Quartermaines forever. Adding to the intrigue, whispers of a hidden clause in the will suggest Monica might have included stipulations about family unity, forcing the heir to navigate not just legal hurdles but emotional ones too. Picture Michael standing tall, ready to honor his grandmother's memory, while others circle like vultures, each with their own agenda. Diving deeper into Michael's position, it's evident why he's positioned as the frontrunner. His unwavering loyalty to the family during Monica's final days paints him as the ideal guardian of her legacy. Tracy's words weren't just casual, they carried the weight of foresight, hinting that Monica saw in Michael the stability the Quartermaines desperately need. Yet, this inheritance won't come without fierce opposition. The Quartermaine clan is notorious for turning even the simplest matters into epic feuds, and this will reading promises to be no exception. Envision the elegant drawing room filled with tense faces, the air thick with anticipation as the lawyer unveils the document. The mansion itself holds layers of history, from lavish parties that masked betrayals to quiet moments where Monica offered sage advice to her grandchildren. It's been the backdrop for weddings, funerals, and everything in between, including that infamous time when Tracy tried to seize control during one of her power plays. Monica's sharp retorts, like "This is my house, and don't you forget it," echoed through those halls, establishing her as the unyielding matriarch. Now, as the will is poised to transfer that authority, one can't help but wonder if Michael will adopt a similar iron-fisted approach, or opt for a more conciliatory style, inventing a fresh twist. Perhaps Monica embedded a personal letter in the will, addressed to Michael, urging him to protect the family's fragile bonds against external threats, adding an emotional depth that could sway even the most skeptical relatives. Shifting focus to the shadowy maneuvers behind the scenes, Drew Kane seems to be pulling strings to introduce a wild-card element: Monica's long-lost sister, Ronnie, who could upend the entire inheritance process. This move reeks of desperation, especially since Drew has been issuing secretive directives through his attorney, Martin Gray, timed suspiciously close to Monica's funeral. The nerve of it all after Monica essentially cut him off for his questionable actions, including his tangled romantic entanglements and political ambitions gone awry. Drew resorts to dredging up a forgotten family member to challenge the will. Sources indicate that actress Erica Slezak will portray Ronnie, a character bursting onto the scene with tales of estrangement and unresolved grievances from decades past. Imagine Ronnie arriving in Port Charles, her presence like a storm cloud over the mourning family, claiming a share based on some obscure family lore Monica never mentioned. This isn't just about contesting the mansion, it's a calculated strike to destabilize Michael's claim, and perhaps expose hidden Quartermaine secrets, like forgotten inheritances or suppressed scandals from Monica's early years. Drew's villainy here is amplified by his recent fall from grace seen as a hero. His descent into scheming highlights how far he's willing to go for revenge. Adding invented layers, Ronnie might bring artifacts from Monica's past, such as old letters or photographs, that reveal untold stories of sibling rivalry, making her rival not just a legal threat but a narrative bombshell that forces everyone to confront buried family truths. The emotional core of this storyline gains even more poignancy with Jason Morgan's recent return to the mansion, a move that brought Monica unparalleled happiness in her waning days. After years of distancing himself from the Quartermaine name, embracing a life of danger and solitude, Jason's decision to move back was like a balm to Monica's soul, fulfilling a lifelong wish to see her son integrated into the family fold. This heartfelt reunion, marked by quiet conversations and shared meals in the mansion's grand kitchen, underscored Jason's evolving priorities. He's even tasked with delivering her eulogy, a moment bound to be laden with raw emotion as he reflects on their complicated bond. However, Jason's indifference to material wealth raises questions. Would Monica bequeath him the house, knowing he might view it as a burden rather than a prize? Or did she see it as her final gift to anchor him to his roots? Inventing new elements, perhaps Jason discovers a hidden room in the mansion during his stay, filled with Monica's personal journals that detail her hopes for him, adding a layer of introspection to his character arc. This development not only strengthens his emotional stake, but also positions him as a potential mediator in the brewing conflicts, his stoic presence a counterbalance to the family's more volatile members. Looking ahead, the fallout from the inheritance is poised to compel Michael to fully step into his Quartermaine heritage, defending his claim against Drew's machinations and Ronnie's sudden emergence. This could mark Michael's transformation into the new patriarch, guiding the family through legal quagmires and personal vendettas. Expect the storyline to unfold over several months, packed with courtroom dramas, forged documents, and shocking twists that keep viewers on the edge. Tracy, with her storied history of clashing over the mansion, is likely to emerge as a fierce ally to Monica's chosen heir, her sharp wit and unyielding resolve making her a formidable opponent to Drew. Envision a classic showdown where Tracy uncovers Drew's plots, perhaps through her own network of informants, turning the tide in dramatic fashion. Jason, true to form, might lend quiet support to whoever Monica selected, prioritizing family harmony over personal gain. Adding inventive details, the will might include a provision for a family council to oversee the mansion's future, forcing rivals to collaborate and exposing deeper rifts or unexpected reconciliations. For quick clarity on burning questions from GH fans, is Ronnie a long-standing character, or a fresh addition? She's entirely new, crafted to inject maximum disruption at the perfect moment. Will the mansion remain within the core family? Probably, barring Drew's schemes succeeding, but brace for an extended legal saga. Could Jason and Michael end up sharing the property? It's a slim possibility, though soap operas thrive on conflict rather than easy resolutions, so don't count on it. In wrapping this up, the Quartermaine world is forever altered with Monica's passing, her mansion transforming from a home of memories into an arena of contention. Tracy's intriguing hint to Michael suggests he's the intended heir, yet with Drew's vengeful plotting and Ronnie's rival, the outcome is anything but certain. This feud echoes the family's storied past of betrayals and redemptions, promising months of riveting television. Will Monica's wishes prevail, or will ambition tear them apart? One thing's for sure, the Quartermaine Mansion will witness more drama than ever before. Stay tuned, soap enthusiasts, as this saga unfolds. Next, we will learn about the mind-bending possibility of Nathan West grappling with a shocking amnesia twist that could rewrite his entire return to Port Charles. The air in Port Charles is thick with mystery, as Nathan West finds himself at the center of a potential memory wipeout, following a brutal truck accident that left him battered and bewildered. Picture this, a high-speed collision that sends shockwaves through the community, with Nathan's vehicle crumpling like paper, his airbag bursting forth in a desperate bid to save him, yet failing to prevent a devastating blow to his head. This harrowing event, uncovered by a stunned Lulu Spencer during the intense September 19th episode, sets the stage for what could be Nathan's most unpredictable chapter yet. As medical teams rush him to the hospital, the focus sharpens on the severe head trauma he sustained, the kind that often erases chunks of a person's past in the blink of an eye. Will Nathan awaken to a fog of forgotten adventures, unable to recall the survival saga that kept him hidden for years or the shadowy paths he's wandered, adding a fresh layer of intrigue? Perhaps the crash wasn't entirely accidental, rumors swirl that it might tie into larger conspiracies lurking in the shadows of Port Charles, forcing Nathan to piece together not just his memories but the motives of those who might have orchestrated his peril. This development promises to peel back layers of deception, revealing how a single impact could unravel years of carefully guarded secrets, leaving fans wondering if Nathan's mind will ever fully recover, or if some truths are better left buried. Delving into the immediate aftermath, Nathan's hospital stay becomes a hotspot for revelations as he receives urgent care, only to face a barrage of questions from the ever-vigilant Anna Devane upon regaining consciousness. Anna, with her sharp investigative instincts honed from years of chasing down international threats, will undoubtedly grill him on every detail of his supposed demise and miraculous reappearance, all while verifying that this is indeed the Nathan West everyone mourned. Remember, Nathan was believed to have perished from a fatal gunshot wound that led to deadly complications, culminating in a full-blown police funeral attended by heartbroken loved ones, who grieved his loss deeply. The timing of his comeback on the heels of Britt Westburn's own astonishing return from the dead ignites suspicion across town, with many pointing fingers at the notorious Caesar Faison as the puppet master behind these eerie resurrections. GH insiders hint that Anna's suspicions run deep, suspecting Faison's lingering influence in orchestrating these events, which could explain Nathan's sudden visibility after years in hiding, inventing an extra twist. Perhaps Nathan carries a mysterious tattoo or scar from his death era that Anna recognizes, linking him to Faison's old operations and adding forensic evidence to her interrogation. This confrontation isn't just about facts. It's a high-stakes chess game where Nathan's responses could either clear his name or deepen the enigma, especially if his head injury has scrambled his recollections, turning a simple Q&A into a labyrinth of half-truths and forgotten motives, complicating matters further. Nathan's potential amnesia could manifest in ways that either shield him from scrutiny or plunge him into even greater turmoil, depending on whether it's genuine or a clever ruse. If real, this memory loss might render him useless in providing answers, frustrating Anna and others who demand clarity on his years away. But if feigned, it becomes a masterful dodge to buy time and evade probing questions he's not ready to face. Imagine Nathan, eyes wide with simulated confusion, claiming no knowledge of his survival tactics or the alliances he formed in exile, all while secretly plotting his next move. On a darker note, this amnesia could tie directly into his possible role as the elusive boss who's been pulling strings behind Britt's actions and masterminding chaotic events in Port Charles. What if Nathan has undergone a sinister transformation during his absence, evolving into the very villain he once fought against? Yet the crash wipes that slate clean, leaving him oblivious to his own descent into darkness. Adding invented elements, perhaps fragmented flashbacks haunt him in the hospital bed, snippets of clandestine meetings and betrayed trusts that hint at his villainous turn. But without full recall, he struggles to connect the dots, creating internal conflict that mirrors the external drama. This scenario amps up the stakes, as Nathan's forgotten malevolence could resurface unpredictably, threatening to expose accomplices or derail ongoing schemes, making his return a ticking time bomb for everyone involved. Exploring another angle, Nathan might suffer from partial amnesia that catapults him back to his heroic days before his death, erasing awareness of the dubious projects and alliances he's managed in the interim. In this reverted state, he'd embody the valiant detective Port Charles once knew, clueless about the web of intrigue he's woven, which would throw Britt into a whirlwind of complications as she navigates loyalty to her possibly reformed brother. This shift could also ripple out to key players like the cunning Jen Sidwell and the intellectual Professor Henry Hank Dalton, disrupting their operations and forcing hasty realignments in whatever grand scheme they're entangled in. Amnesia, especially triggered by head trauma, is a soap staple for injecting raw drama, and Nathan's case is no exception. Keep watching for signs of memory glitches that could alter alliances overnight. Drawing parallels, this might echo Jason Morgan's iconic personality split, where he morphed into the cold operative Stone Cold, before gradually reclaiming shades of his original Jason Quartermaine self, suggesting Nathan could undergo a similar evolution, perhaps emerging with a blended persona that surprises even his closest kin. Inventing new depth, envision Nathan experiencing vivid dreams of his pre-death life, filled with heroic rescues and family moments, contrasting sharply with suppressed memories of villainy, creating a psychological tug-of-war that adds emotional heft to his storyline and keeps viewers guessing about his true nature. No matter how it unfolds, Nathan's reemergence is primed to deliver monumental rescues and shake-ups in Port Charles, turning what seemed like a straightforward survival tale into a multifaceted epic of identity and redemption. The crash's aftermath, with its potential for amnesia-fueled twists, ensures that every episode brims with suspense, as characters scramble to adapt to Nathan's unpredictable state. Will he reclaim his heroic roots, or will buried villainy resurface to wreak havoc? Adding a final inventive flourish, perhaps a hidden artifact from Nathan's past, like a locket containing a photo of his old life, surfaces during his hospital stay, serving as a catalyst for partial memory recovery and setting off a chain of events that leads to daring saves for beloved characters in peril. This narrative promises to weave together past grievances and future hopes, reminding us why General Hospital excels at blending heartache with high drama. Stay locked in, fans, as Nathan's journey from the brink of death to potential savior unfolds in ways that could redefine the town's landscape forever. Next, we will learn about the simmering undercurrents in Port Charles, as the twisted saga of Kristina Corinthos Davis and Ava Jerome takes a brief pause, only to surge back with the vengeful captivity of Rick Lansing that's dripping with ironic justice, while the spotlight in General Hospital momentarily shifts away from the explosive partnership between Kristina and Ava, allowing space for heartfelt tributes and jaw-dropping comebacks. Fans can rest assured this dark chapter is far from over, poised to erupt with even more intensity. The show is dedicating precious airtime this week to commemorate the legendary Leslie Charleson and her unforgettable portrayal of Monica Quartermaine, a fitting homage to a character who anchored the Quartermaine dynasty through decades of turmoil. Amid this emotional interlude, the shocking resurrection of Nathan West injects fresh chaos, his mysterious survival story unraveling like a tightly wound coil, leaving everyone questioning old assumptions about life and death in Port Charles. Yet, beneath these headlines, the absence of our beloved criminal Duke Kristina and Ava feels like a deliberate tease, building anticipation for their return to the forefront. Their alliance, forged in the fires of mutual loathing, has become a guilty pleasure for viewers, blending sharp wit with shadowy deeds, inventing a new layer. Perhaps during this hiatus, subtle clues emerge in background scenes, like a forgotten glove in Alexis's home hinting at their ongoing scheme, keeping the tension alive even as the narrative pivots elsewhere. This temporary backburner status only heightens the drama, reminding us that in the world of soaps, no plotline stays dormant forever, and when Kristina and Ava resurface, it could be with revelations that tie into Nathan's return, creating unexpected crossovers, tracing back to the roots of their fraught relationship. Kristina's impulsive act of sabotage slashing the brake lines on what she believed was Ava's car, only to target Rick's by mistake, ignited a powder keg of resentment that had been smoldering for years. Between these two formidable women, their history is a tangled web of betrayals and vendettas, deeper than the hidden underbelly of Port Charles itself, where personal grudges fester like open wounds. Kristina's rage stemmed from perceived injustices, viewing Ava as a perpetual thorn in her side, while Ava reciprocated with her trademark icy disdain, each encounter laced with venomous barbs. But fate twisted their paths in the most unlikely way, transforming bitter enemies into reluctant accomplices bound by a shared secret that could destroy them both. Adding inventive details, imagine Kristina's hands trembling as she wielded the tool under the cover of night, her mind racing with flashbacks to past confrontations with Ava, only for the mix-up to occur due to a similar car model parked nearby, a small but pivotal error that now haunts her every step. This blunder not only escalated the stakes, but also forced Kristina to confront her own recklessness, setting the stage for an alliance that no one saw coming, one that thrives on the thin line between hatred and necessity. The turning point came in a flash of fury when Ava, pushed to her limits, unleashed a violent impulse by striking Rick over the head with a heavy decorative ornament from Alexis Davis's collection, a split-second decision born from desperation and betrayal. Rick had just delivered the crushing news that no more funds would flow her way, having cleverly converted the embezzled cash intended for Ava and her allies into secure bonds that locked away their ill-gotten gains. This revelation hit like a thunderbolt, stripping Ava of her financial lifeline and exposing the fragility of her schemes. In the heat of the moment, with adrenaline surging, Ava's action was raw and uncalculated, yet it bound her fate inextricably to Kristina's. Together, they devised a hasty plan to conceal the evidence, dragging Rick's unconscious form to the dim confines of Alexis's basement, a space that now serves as an impromptu prison shrouded in secrecy. Inventing fresh elements. Perhaps the ornament itself holds sentimental value, a family heirloom from Alexis's past that shatters upon impact, symbolizing the breaking of old ties and the forging of new, dangerous ones, with shards left behind as potential clues for nosy investigators. This act of violence not only cements their partnership, but also highlights Ava's survival instincts, honed from years of navigating treacherous waters, turning a moment of panic into a calculated cover-up. In a web of quid pro quo, Alexis steps into the fray, agreeing to shelter Rick in her basement after striking a pact with Ava, to surrender the incriminating evidence of Kristina's brake-tampering sabotage. In exchange, Kristina and Alexis vow to bury Ava's assault deep in the shadows, creating a fragile triangle of complicity where each woman holds the power to unravel the others, with Rick bound and gagged using a ball gag conveniently stashed in Ava's glove compartment, a remnant perhaps from her more adventurous days. They muzzle his protests, promising his release only after the bonds mature in a month, allowing them to reclaim their money without a trace. This setup drips with poetic irony, as Rick's current predicament mirrors his own dark history of confining Carly Spencer in a panic room years ago, attempting to claim her unborn child in a twisted bid for control. Karma circles back with a vengeance, forcing Rick to taste the helplessness he once inflicted, all while his captors justify their actions as necessary retribution. Adding invented depth, envision Rick's muffled pleas echoing faintly in the basement, interspersed with moments where he overhears snippets of the women's conversations, planting seeds of doubt and potential escape plans in his mind, heightening the suspense of his captivity. Amplifying the intrigue, Ava takes on the role of mentor, schooling the inexperienced Kristina in the nuances of hostage management and the sly art of dodging legal repercussions. Drawing from her extensive background in the Jerome mob family, Kristina, never one for seamless criminal endeavors, has always fumbled through her questionable choices with a lack of confidence and strategy, her efforts often clumsy and transparent. In contrast, Ava operates like a seasoned operative, her gallery owner facade masking a razor-sharp intellect and a knack for evasion that rivals the most elusive felines. Having outmaneuvered justice time and again, their dialogues over this shared transgression sparkle with tension and dark humor, blending Ava's worldly advice with Kristina's tentative questions, creating scenes that captivate audiences with their electric chemistry. Inventing new twists, perhaps Ava shares anecdotes from her mob days, like a narrow escape from a rival family, using them as lessons for Kristina, who absorbs them with wide-eyed fascination, gradually building her own cunning under Ava's tutelage, transforming her from a novice schemer into a more formidable player. As their unlikely bond deepens, speculation swirls among GH enthusiasts about a monumental shift. Could Kristina and Ava truly set aside their animosities and emerge as genuine allies, much like Ava's surprising friendship with Nina Reeves? Recall how Ava and Nina's relationship began in utter enmity. Ava's affair with Nina's husband led to a child, only for Nina to retaliate by inducing premature labor and abducting baby Avery Jerome Corinthos. In a haze of vengeful madness, such profound betrayals should have bred eternal hatred, yet they've evolved into confidants who bond over martinis and whispered secrets, proving that even the deepest wounds can heal in Port Charles. However, Kristina's grudge runs hot, fueled by her irrational conviction that Ava bears responsibility for the tragic loss of her unborn child, a belief that propelled her to drag Ava into court over an alleged push from a window on accusation. Ava vehemently denied and ultimately defeated, thanks to Rick's masterful courtroom demolition of Kristina's testimony. Inventing additional layers, perhaps during their captive watching sessions, Kristina uncovers a vulnerable side to Ava, like a hidden photo of Avery that sparks a rare moment of shared motherhood grief, chipping away at the walls between them and hinting at possible forgiveness. Despite the odds, the evolving dynamic between Kristina and Ava as co-conspirators offers a refreshing twist, far more engaging than their previous cycle of hostility, suggesting that this partnership could blossom into something unexpectedly enduring. Their scheming sessions, laced with banter and mutual reliance, provide a thrilling contrast to Kristina's lingering resentment, even as she grapples with the fallout from her failed lawsuit, where Rick exposed her vulnerabilities on the stand. This new understanding feels organic, born from necessity, but growing into a tentative respect that keeps viewers hooked. Adding a final inventive flourish, imagine a close call where Rick nearly escapes, forcing Kristina and Ava to team up in a high-stakes chase through Alexis's home, solidifying their bond through adrenaline-fueled loyalty, and setting the stage for even bolder escapades ahead. As the storyline reignites, this duo's journey promises more layers of deception, redemption, and perhaps unlikely friendship, making it a standout arc in General Hospital's tapestry of intrigue,